Good morning, everyone. This is McGarren Flack. Just gonna go over some pomegranate stuff, and yes, I brought my shears. Very important to have some shears because I'm going to prune a couple of new pomegranates that I just planted in the ground this last week to help stimulate growth. And I'm gonna give you an update on this tree. It is a wonderful pomegranate, and I've had it in the ground for about 5 years. I did a pruning video. I will put a link to that either here or down below. Anyways, you'll have access to it. And about pruning during its dormant time. Now, this is the effect of what has happened. Look at all of this growth that's going on here. It's phenomenal. So with each one of these flowers, that is a possible fruit. And just on this bundle, 7 fruits on one end. Same thing with this. Now, will all 7 of them grow on one end? No. Probably one of them will take and then the rest of them will fall off. But the important thing that I want to point out here is if we look at the color of this branch here versus the color of this branch. This branch, here, I'll zoom in. This branch is a little bit more of a white, a harder wood. If you fill it, it's a little bit of a harder wood. This here is actually new growth. It's a little bit more green up in the top here. So this fruits off of first year wood with this tree, which I thought was kind of interesting. So here we have first year growth right there too. First year growth on all these. This also is first year growth. You can see because it's a little bit more red. And it is different with each pomegranate. For this wonderful first year growth seems to be the thing. Look at these beautiful colors. Man, it's amazing. Also, after pruning, this is the first time I actually really pruned this tree or bush, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to zoom out here and look at how much fruit it's going to produce on it. Now, we had a freeze about a month ago and half of the leaves on this thing fell off and it just bounced right back, which is stellar. So I'll have a lot of fruit on here. Okay, let's go to the tree or the bush that I planted. So here, you can barely see it, is another pomegranate. This is the Surh-Anor pomegranate, and it's pretty small. It's just these 2 little bushes. It didn't cost very much. So I have one part that's coming out here that is basically dead, this little shoot, and this at the base. Because this has the best growth on it, I'm gonna prune this part off, and this top part might actually come off too. I'm not gonna prune it though. So if I get my pruning shears, make sure that your pruning shears are sharp when you're doing this, and you wanna kinda cut it closest to the base as possible. So here we are at the base, cut off. Now we have just one that's coming out. So this is going to be more tree-like. I wanna keep one base that's here, and then it will branch out. Unlike this wonderful pomegranate where I have multiple trunks that are coming out, and I'm thinning that down. This part of the trunk is actually dead. I'll have to remove that. But the rest of it is doing pretty good. Oh, and look at that beautiful moth. You're probably like, get it out of there, McGarren. Don't have it in there. It's a beautiful little dark moth. It's like black. I don't know what kind of moth that is. And it'll probably kill everything that I have, but I'm okay with it chilling. Probably helps pollinate this nice little bush, but oh, here we go. You can tell that on this pomegranate, if I can get it in the light, you see how it's more orange and it's bulbousy at the base? That means that this is actually going to fruit already. And then there's one that's next to it. Looks like it's gonna go to fruit also. Okay, here I am on top of the hill. This is my Eversweet pomegranate. that I just planted a little while ago. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Planted about a month and a half ago, I think, but it has one trunk. You can see right there, one trunk that's coming out, and I want to keep it that way. So if I get any shoots, I'm going to remove them. It's pretty low to the ground for that one trunk, but I want them to go wide and vertical so that I can maximize the amount of fruit that I get from the trees. This guy right over here is the Parfianka Pomegranate, which I guess is supposed to have the highest rating in taste and sweetness. The Eversweet is close to the same. This is going to produce more of a orangish, yellow outside look to it with the flowers, and it's relatively transparent. Sorry about the noise. That's a truck that's driving past right now. Whereas the Parfianka is more like the wonderful pomegranate, where it's going to be nice, deep, dark red outside. So here, if you look at the base of it, I have multiple different shoots that are coming off, and I want to get rid of most of these. So I'm going to minimize it to this one branch that is right there. And I want to keep the rest of them at bay. So here I go with my shears. Hopefully I don't mess this up. If I do, that'll really suck. So there goes one, and there goes two. All right, so now I just have this one guy that's growing, and that will mass out and become more of like a tree in it. It's the nice thing about these pomegranates, any pomegranate really, you can make them look more like a tree, and they make beautiful trees. Or you can have it more bush-like. I'm gonna keep it with one trunk, but have it more bush-like, because both of these are about 2 feet apart from each other, and I want to keep them relatively close, almost make it look like it's a hedge, a single unit. So I hope that helps, and also to show you the benefit of pruning your pomegranate so you can get fruit production. And beyond that, that's it. Please leave any questions or comments down below, and good luck on growing your pomegranates.